Hello and welcome to our little D&D side series that we're doing here as part of the Play Along podcast stuff. What are we calling this? Nat Funny. That's Kai's
You have to put
brainchild.
over,
That's
like
the
applause and like the.
yeah. Just I'll add it in post.
Yeah, thank you.
There you go.
So I'm joined by Jared and Kai, as we always are.
Hello, we're here.
Howdy.
You good, gents? Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
really weird not introducing the podcast because I'm the one that usually.
It's really weird
does.
introducing the podcast.
But we're both here. We're doing great.
I'm also joined by Cal as well. We say hello.
Oh, hi.
And I'm joined by Ellie as well.
Hi.
Okay, right.
The whole squad here.
Yeah. How do we... So this is going to be a D&D series that I am DMing that takes these four lovely folks from our real world into a video game themed world.
Yeah.
Now, you guys don't know anything that I have planned. I've homebrewed this
Not at all.
entire campaign. And the only thing that you guys do know is the characters that you guys are playing.
Yeah.
Do you want to reveal that now? I know we all know what everyone's playing.
Sure.
Or do you
Yeah,
want to
let's
just
do it.
let it go? Okay, go on. Jared, you're playing as Link, right?
Yeah, I'm playing the one true hero himself, our pointy-eared individual Link. That's the character I'm playing as.
Yes, but I think specifically you wanted to do Ocarina and Twilight Princess, right?
Yeah, I thought they would have really interesting like items and powers to pull from, so I kind of wanted to pull through those specifically. And shocker to no one of being a Nintendo character and specifically Link. So
And then Kai, you're playing as Jack and
Yeah.
Daxter.
Yes. From
also
Jack
not
1.
shocking to anybody.
Yeah,
I do
only
love that
his-
franchise.
yeah. I think you was talking about the other day.
Oh yeah.
Now,
If you don't listen to our podcast, if this is the first time you're listening to this podcast,
yeah,
how did you get here?
exactly.
now we get on to the fun one. Cal.
Oh, thanks.
It's because, so Jack and Daxter and Link wasn't terrible, but then Cal was like, I really want to play as Tom Nook. And I was like, oh, okay. I had the most trouble with yours, but yes, you're playing as Tom Nook.
It was impressive how creative you were, and I've now been referring to myself as Tom Nook, Warlord, and Crook, and I think I should change my Twitter and only tweet as Tom Nook.
Please
Yeah.
do. That would make me so happy.
Me and Ellie were saying it's going to be hard because we have a big sort of joke that we stole from the internet where we call him Tom Crook, and it's going to be like next to impossible not to refer to him as Tom Crook.
You have to refer to me as King Crook if you're going with anything.
Oh,
It's
okay,
getting-
right.
It's getting
Okay.
worse.
All right.
Already
Getting
in worse.
character.
And then Ellie, I have to get this right. You're playing as Elena Fisher.
Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Wife of, soon to be wife of Nathan Drake.
Yes.
So
That's all I have to say to that.
yeah, well, I mean,
Yes.
yours. The idea is that all of you guys have these strong connections to the characters,
Yeah.
and that's kind of how we are going to justify you being pulled into this other world.
Yeah.
The kicker, I think, is that I am the ones writing your characters for you. I am leveling up your characters and deciding what abilities you get and what you don't get, and so you guys don't know what you're going to get until you level up.
So excited. So pumped.
There might be some confusion along the way of how we play. Some of you guys are very new to D&D and have not played before or played
Yeah.
very, very minimal amounts. So don't have
It's a
go
learning
with
experience
guys.
for everybody. We're all
Yeah.
learning here at the same time. It's gonna be a good time.
All right. Are you guys ready? I have a little
Wow.
passage I'm going to read to get you
Yes.
guys into here.
Get us nice and
Okay.
warm, nice and toasty.
Story time?
Story time. Okay. You felt the wind rushing past you and the sense of weightlessness. It felt almost real. Confused, your thoughts are immediately disrupted by a very real and somewhat painful thud against your back as if you hit the ground. The impact of your head against the stone floor confirms that. Your vision is foggy, and all you can see is a room filled with orange. A voice says, These are most certainly not the heroes of legend. Are you sure you performed the ceremony correctly? Master Kamek is most displeased. You guys open your eyes and see before you 2 yellow-faced creatures sporting blue robes and hats. 2 creatures turn to face their companions behind them and begin talking in hushed voices. What are you guys doing?
Oh shit!
Like,
It's
oh,
already
fuck.
already getting
Someone's
spicy.
pissed about their loan.
This is not what I ordered.
This is a typical Tom Nook Friday.
So you guys
Shit
are able to use the knowledge that you have of video games in this situation. So based off of the situation, if you know the creature, I'll allow you to sort of... So yeah, I'll allow you to sort of... Like, you can address the creature as you know what it is, because it is you guys in this world.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I mean, at recognizing they're Kameks, right, from Super Mario Brothers, asking them where we are, what's happening. We're obviously very confused because we are confused why we're seeing these creatures as video game characters that we know as in real life in front of us.
Do you... anybody else go on, Cal?
Are we together? Or are we
You are
just,
all
like...
together. So
Oh, okay.
you are in a big room, and the room is sort of, you can see now it's all candle lit, sort of torches on the walls and stuff, and you are on a slightly elevated square made of stone. It's about 20 foot by 20 foot. It's a very, very big slab that you're now
We've
sitting
clearly
on.
been summoned here.
Does anyone else recognize the creatures from description?
Mm-mm.
No.
No. I turn to
Okay.
Jared and I go, what the fuck?
What the fuck is happening here?
Daxter approaches the Kameks and shoves them in the chest and asks what's going on here.
Sounds right up Dexter's alley.
Okay. Phew. So immediately, all 8 of these Magikoopas
Damn it, this is gonna be a thing in here. isn't it?
they sort of spin around and turn their attention to you, and they are all pointing these short quarterstaffs with red jewels at the end of them towards you, and are immediately like, "Get back and stay where you are. Master Kamek will sort this."
I sweet talk him.
Okay,
I'm Tom Nook, baby.
bring your
So
mic a bit
topic.
closer for me and tell me what it is that you're doing.
Oh, goodness. Do they speak Animalese? Because that's what I got going for me.
You can speak common if you want to. They don't speak
Oh,
Animalese. no.
tight. Ah. I feel like I would definitely be the one to, like, try to talk.
Mhm.
And
Let's try to de-escalate this situation.
yeah, I'm
Rent
like,
is due now.
yeah, I'm like, look, I'm gonna send you on a little mission. I got a tent for you. Let's get this island going.
So, what is it that you're trying to do with it? Are you just trying to diffuse the situation, or are you?
Yeah, I would say, I've just been summoned to this place with all these weirdos.
Mhm.
This is not new to Tom Nook, being around unfamiliar faces. So he's ready to see who these guys are, but he's handling it with some grace and class. He's not getting violent. He's
Okay,
just seeing what the
so-
situation is.
You are going to roll me a persuasion check. So, on your
Okay.
character sheet, you are going to roll a d20, and you're going to add what is ever next to your persuasion skill.
Okay. I'm rolling it. 4.
Oh.
Is that with your modifier?
Yes, it's with the modifier.
Oh god.
So, what was your actual roll?
3.
Oh,
And
okay,
it says
right.
+1 for persuasion.
Okay,
They are
right.
not convinced about this timeshare. They're not going to sign up.
Yeah,
They don't want to
they-
come
It's a
to my
scam.
island.
They are not having this at all whatsoever, and so they begin slowly advancing towards you, trying to push you back to the places where that you were summoned from.
I offer them money to get me out. I don't
Get
care
you
about
out.
these other
Whoa,
fools.
wait, what with the rest of us?
I don't care. I don't know you.
Wow.
You're
can I
not
try to
hitting
put
my
myself
bells.
between the two of them and try to like stop this from getting any further? Like, look, guys,
Yeah,
let's just
by all
calm
means, yeah.
down. Okay, I'm going to do that. I'm going to step between the two parties and try to de-escalate this situation, figure out what's happening here.
So you were going to roll me a persuasion check, but you're going to
Right.
roll it with disadvantage because the situation has been further escalated. So what you're going to do is you're going to roll a d20 twice,
hmm
and then you have to take the lower of the two options and add your persuasion modifier to that.
Where is persuasion?
So it
It's under
should be
skills.
Oh, I
under
see.
skills. Yeah.
It's 5th from the bottom.
So I'm rolling 2 and then picking the lower number and adding.
Yes.
So first roll is a 13.
Okay.
Second roll is a 7.
7.
7,
Okay. So
and then I have a +2 on persuasion, so it's a 9.
So 9. Okay.
Yeah.
So. Okay. So they are not having it.
Fuck.
One of the Magic Coopers will actually hit you on the head with the end of the staff
God.
and will tell you to go back to where you were and to wait for Master Kamek because he knows what to do.
Okay, fuck me. Okay.
Can everyone roll a perception check for me?
Okay.
So same principle, just roll your d20 and then add your
Add your perception.
yes.
Oof, I got 5. That's with my modifier.
Ellie?
Sorry, 6.
6.
God, we
Got
are
a sad
fucked
4.
now.
I'm so confused.
Oh, there we go. There we go, buddy.
Okay.
There we go.
So in all of the commotion, Kai, you are just kind of standing back and sort of observing everything that's happening,
So good at perceiving.
and you can't help
After you
but
shoved them.
overhear some of the Magic Coopers are talking about the fact that as you are not the creatures that were intended to be summoned, they may have to terminate you and reattempt this ceremony.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Because they are worried about Master Kamek. If Master Kamek finds out that this ceremony was performed incorrectly, then
Mm.
it comes back to them. So if they terminate you, re-perform the ceremony, and do it correctly, then
okay.
it's
Can I respond?
yeah, by all means, yeah. I
Okay.
mean, they don't know you've heard them. You've just overheard this, so it's down to you what you want to do.
Okay. Specifically, Daxter goes into a long escapade about how we are the heroes that they wanted to summon, and in our realm, we are the saviors of the eco.
Okay, that's a very good speech. You're going to need some persuasion on that one, I think, though, laddie.
Come on, buddy. You got this. You got this.
Rolling my die. Okay. And then do I add anything?
You would add whatever your persuasion skill is.
12.
12.
9 plus
okay.
3.
So, as you are making this speech about how you are the heroes and you are meant to be here, the Magic Cooper are not buying this whatsoever at all. However, you overhear some sort of rustling coming from behind them where this massive wooden door is. And you hear this voice go, well, maybe he has a point. And they turn around and there is this slightly older looking creature that looks exactly the same as them, but instead of having this wand, he has a broom. And all of the creatures take a knee as they see that this creature has walked into the room.
He's the elder.
Are you guys
I'm
also
gonna go ahead
taking
and
a
take
knee?
a knee.
Daxter says, "Who the hell is this asshole?"
Well, Ellie and Jared, what are you feeling?
Oh man. Yeah, I think I'm taking a knee too. And as I'm like taking a knee, I'm like grabbing Daxter and pulling him towards me. Like, shut the
Yeah.
fuck up, dude. Like, you need to be quiet.
Smashes his head against the ground.
Link is respectful. Like I
Yeah.
feel like that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, yeah.
Elle, what are you
I'm
going to
quite
do?
weary, so I'm going to take some steps back,
Right.
Okay.
and then
you're
I'll
not
go on
taking a
my
knee.
I will. Do,
Oh, you are
but I'm,
taking
like,
a knee, yeah.
far back.
Okay. So this creature clearly has command of the room. He begins walking over to the ceremonial platform that you guys are on. and he begins inspecting it, and he's looking it over, and there are like sort of essence all over the sort of in the corners of the square, and he's looking at it, and he's like, yes, yeah, and he says, I don't entirely know why these people were summoned in place of the lost heroes, but it certainly seems that fate has brought them here for some reason.
That's right.
He says, as far as I can tell, the ceremony was done successfully. The ceremony was carried out the way that it was meant to be carried out. And then he walks over to where you guys are knelt down, and he looks behind you guys, and behind you guys are 4 objects on the ground. One of them is a blue ocarina. One of them is a pair of goggles. The other is a white shirt covered in teal-colored leaves. And then the last one is a silver ring on a leather necklace. And this elderly creature sort of beckons towards the items and is like, I have a feeling that you know which item belongs to you. You should take this item, and it will imbue you with the energy and the power of the lost hero that you were meant to be. And then from there, we can work out what your purpose is in this world and why you've been summoned here.
Perfect.
I showed up naked.
Goody.
Yeah, I'm definitely
Put my
gonna
shirt back on.
grab the ocarina. I feel it
Yeah.
calling towards me, and I'll reach out and grab it.
Grab the leather
I'm
ring.
a
Just kidding, the
little-
goggles.
I'm a little geeky, and my shirt's not going to fit any of you, so I definitely know that's for me.
Okay. Elle,
Yes, I take obviously the ring and I just put it on. It's a necklace, isn't it? Yeah.
it is a necklace, yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
your one specifically, you see on the inside of the ring is the inscription, which is Sic Parvis Magna,
Mhm.
which is obviously you recognize as the ring that Nate had that was apparently what's his name? Who's the explorer that Nate's named after?
Sir Francis Drake.
There you go, thank you.
Sir
My
Francis
brain just
Drake.
completely went
There you
blank.
go. So it may have been that I was breaking up for a lot of this beginning section, but are we technically us now, or are we
You
just
are technically you.
All right.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, I was
You are
speaking as Daxter, which doesn't make any
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
sense. There's
No,
a
you are
vestigial fucking mouth on my shoulder that apparently is.
I mean, you guys, you have the energy of them with you. That's the whole kind of purpose of what's
Right.
happening.
Mm.
So you guys are yourselves.
Gotcha.
Then the elder turns around and says to the Magic Coopers, he's like, leave us and let me speak with these people on their own. And so they all leave. And you now have the room to yourself with what you can assume is Master Kamek, who turns to you and says, so I'm sure that you have many, many questions.
Yes,
Yes.
I do.
What the fuck are
I-
we doing here?
Where
I
are
will
we?
answer
I
what I can.
scream.
Can
Okay.
everyone introduce themselves and give me one fun fact?
Yes. Yeah. We are going to need to do an icebreaker. Was it 2 lies and a truth? That's normally what they do, isn't it? No, it's Ellie's hell. So he says, okay, well, as for why you are here, truth be told, I don't know. The ceremony was meant to bring back the 4 heroes. We lost 4 heroes in the Great War, and well, we're trying to bring them back because there is a sense that we're going to need them. There is tension in the air. Something isn't feeling quite right, and it just feels as if something big is about to happen, and we need them here with us. As for where you are, for the first video game themed name of the thing, you are in the realm of Bitopia. Specifically, you are in the realm of Arcadia, which is the neutral realm. This is the realm where there is peace. Nobody here holds allegiance to the other 3 realms. You don't have to worry about any kind of Any kind of hate based on where your realm is based, where you're from, anything like that. This was specially created to be the peaceful realm, and so that is where you are. You are specifically, you're in the basement of the spire, which is our main tower. Any other questions?
Are we allowed to know who the 4 heroes should have been?
He says yes. Well, your hero specifically was meant to be Elena Fisher.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you have picked up on this, but the heroes that you were supposed to be are no longer with us.
Okay.
And so this was essentially an attempt to
resurrect
them.
Heroes.
Yes. So Elena Fisher was killed in the Great War. And she was, so that there is the 3 realms, as I said. You have the realm of Tendonia, you have the realm of Shoni, and you have the realm of Exox. You can guess which one's what. The realm of Exox launched an attack on Shoni, and Elena Fisher was the first to die in the attack. She's counted as basically being in the wrong place at the wrong time, and was just unnecessarily killed in an unnecessary war. And she's known for being skilled in combat, and so we are attempting to bring her back for that reason. Gone.
I was gonna say, was the war with the neighboring nations, or was there a larger threat that we were trying to combat, or that the heroes were trying to combat?
It was essentially a realm-wide war. So what happened was there was some tension between the Tendonians and the Shoni. The Shoni decided, for unknown reasons, to attack the Tendonians so that they couldn't attack them. And so that led to a massive war between them two. And then the realm of Exox saw the opportunity to attack a weakened Shoni, and so attacked them. And I mean, I can go into all of it if you want. There was a whole big thing. There was like an attempted genocide, and Kratos was released, and like it was a whole big thing.
It seems that we were those heroes before, from what I'm putting together, were kind of the trying to create peace between these nations, because from what I'm understanding, it almost looks like that some of us are the heroes before that we're representing are from a variety of these nations too, that we're from different nations ourselves.
Well, yeah, so for you for instance, your hero that you're empowering was Link. Link lost his life to Kratos. So Kratos in here, Kratos, essentially there was a prophecy that a child would be born and basically wreak havoc on the world. And it was very clear about the description of him that he would have ashen skin, he would be covered in red birthmarks. And so when Kratos was born, he was immediately imprisoned. He lived his entire life in prison. And so what happened is the people of Shoni, where he was imprisoned, that they were losing the war so badly that they seen no other way to win the war than to release him onto the realm of Tendonia, which is where Link, the hero that you're embodying, would have been. And so Link, being the hero that he is, basically stayed behind to attempt to delay Kratos and stop him from killing other people.
That's my guy.
And so he lost his life to Kratos. He knew that he wouldn't win, but he allowed the Hylians to flee and to escape, and so he managed to save countless lives on that day. The problem is that the people of Shoni didn't like the Tendonians. It was kind of like a xenophobia thing. Nobody knows why they didn't like them. They just didn't like them.
Shoni's typical.
So your character, and he points to you, Cal, and he says, "You are embodying Tom Nook." Now, Tom Nook was defending the realm of New Leaf when he was overrun with Shoni forces. The problem is that, from all accounts, out of nowhere, Tom Nook randomly donned this magical battle armor and became a one-man wrecking ball that was taking out all of these attacking forces.
Damn.
He was eventually overpowered and did unfortunately die, but that only led to fueling the lies that they were spreading about the Tendonians. The idea was that because the Tendonians are a peaceful nation, they don't fuck with other people, they just sort of keep to themselves. But the idea is that that was all a ploy in order to lead people into a false sense of security, and then once they had the power, they were gonna, it's very much like the sort of Jew conspiracy that we have in our world. It was very much like that. And so when Tom Nook did don this battle armor out of nowhere, that completely spiraled these lies that were being led. And he points to Yukai and he says, you
Just a bunch
I don't know
of
how
hookers and blow.
yeah
That's how I went out.
that would be a much better death than what happened with you. So with
no.
you were in Sandover Village when the people of Exox decided to attack Shoni, and
Fucking sucks.
I might not have explained it properly, that's my mistake, but obviously you are playing as yourself. You don't have Daxter with you at the moment.
That's sad.
The reason is because Jack
Them in the war.
gave his life to save Daxter, and so
It's true friendship.
basically Jack told Daxter to flee while he held off the people, and Daxter was basically seen leaving Sandover Village and has not been seen since. And we know that Jack died. So, as far as we know, Daxter could still be out there somewhere.
Gotta find him.
50-50, he's the villain of this campaign. If I know anything from those games.
So, in terms of the characters that you guys are embodying, that's kind of the situation,
Gotcha.
And from what I can gather, the items that you guys have is what is giving you the power of the characters that you have.
Yeah.
And so as time goes on, I would assume that as you kind of prove yourself more and more to be a hero, you'll gain more and more of the hero's abilities as you go through whatever mission it is that you end up doing here.
Kale will just get shorter and furrier as time goes on.
Just your
I'll
physical
become cuter.
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
the
Why
ears.
is Kool-Aid.
Can I ask this
So-
this Magic Koopa?
Do you have any other questions?
Yeah, what does this Magic Koopa want from us? We're just normal people. We're just individuals. What does he want us to do?
The problem is,
That was a long pause. Is there
I
a fucking delay
don't-
or something? What's happening?
yeah, there is a delay. The problem is I don't know. Because without meaning to sound horrible, you are not the people that we were expecting.
Gotcha.
And so there must be a reason as to why. And I don't know that reason as of now. However, the council may know the reason. So maybe if we go and
a way
view...
for us to return?
Um,
No, we're stuck here forever.
yeah.
Who's the DM here? Shut the fuck up, Blink.
I
You silent protagonist that you are.
truthfully, I don't know. We've never had.
You brought us
people-
here. What do you mean you don't know? Your ass is the one who
Whoa.
summoned us here.
We never meant to. We've not had people from
This is
other
the first.
dimensions here before. We've never.
Oh, yeah,
we've
just
never
let's
intentionally.
open up a worm portal to other dimensions and see what happens. Let's roll the dice. Now we're here.
I don't
Can
feel that that's
we-
entirely safe. Let me look into a little bit.
Can we get an explanation of the state of the world right now?
Yeah.
The state of the world right now is that things are very, very tense. So what
Yeah.
happened after the Great War is that basically this neutral realm was made. And if you want, you guys can roll me an insight check to see, because it may be that he is hiding some stuff from you on the details of that.
All right. Okay. I rolled a 15.
I rolled a
11.
16.
I rolled a 16, 14
Wow.
plus 2.
All of you are immediately sensing that
Fucking
there is
insightful.
something not being told to you here. So is anyone going to pull him up on it? Because he's not actually gone through it himself.
I will. I feel like that's a bit my responsibility.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how do
What
you?
are the rents?
Yeah, how do you go about it?
I think I would ask if that's the whole story and if they have any
Mm.
written history.
He says, "Okay, all right." So what happened was, as I told you, that Kratos kind of swept through Tendonia and killed a bunch of Tendonians, and the Shoni were attacked by the Exox, and so there was like the Shoni had to split their forces basically between two wars. Well, the Tendonians and the Exox decided to team up and basically wipe the Shoni out for good. Because they were weakened, they were stretched, and they were just like, we're going to get rid of them.
I'm fine with this.
Hey,
Un-
whoa. Hey.
Unknown to them, Zelda, Princess Zelda of Hyrule,
Hello?
had trapped Kratos, and she had imprisoned him in this giant
Yeah,
crystal.
You get an unexplainable boner. I don't understand why, but it happened.
What is happening right now? Oh my god.
We all look over at him and are just like,
It's
please
just
stop.
Raging.
Yeah, it's just tent poling, and he's like, I can't control it.
Sorry,
and
guys.
so
Sorry. Continue
Covering
your
it with
speech.
the ocarina.
Right. And so what happened was then Zelda basically asked for a temporary ceasefire and called a meeting between the three realms. And she rocks up with Kratos trapped in this crystalline structure. And they're trying to find a way to stop the war. And so Zelda comes up with an idea. The realm of Exox are to give back the land they took from the Shoni. And the Shoni were to hand over those responsible for releasing Kratos into the world. From there, they would form a council. 3 advisors from each realm would come together in a neutral zone and basically ensure the good of Bitopia as a whole. They would make sure that trade was done fairly, that there was no underhand happenings, there was no wars, and basically overseeing the running of the realm. And so, because Shoni instigated this war and attacked Tendonians, Shoni had to give up their land. They had to give up a realm to become the neutral zone. And the people who were there at the meeting didn't take too politely to this child basically demanding that they give up their land and stop their war and things like this. And so Zelda was like, well, okay, so it's simple. I am the only person in Bitopia who can trap Kratos. He's evidence I have him here with me. If you don't do what I ask, which is for the good of Bitopia, I will release Kratos back into the world, and I will let him wreak havoc on the Shoni and the Exox. And then when he comes for my people, I will stop him again, and then I will re-release him back into your realms. And I will continue to let him rampage through your realms for as long as he intends to.
Wow.
That was a little crazy.
And so she basically is like, it would be wise to listen to me. And so, sure enough, they did. They created this realm called Arcadia, where you are, and the council is made up of 9 members that basically oversee everything that's happening. Now, they have part of their job is like sort of information gathering and things like that, and there's a lot of talk of people in Shoni who are very unhappy about the fact that land was given up for this neutral zone, and there is still resentment towards the Tendonians based on all the lies that were sort of spread during the Great War. And so it seems at the minute as if it could be ramping up to maybe not as large a scale of a war as what happened before, but definitely some sort of attack on the Tendonians. And so he says, well, I would assume that you would be able to help in some way of that, because, you've been summoned here. That's kind of why we were trying to bring these 4 heroes back. But if I take you to meet the council, they're in the top of the spire that we're in now, then the council will know what to do.
Okay. Let's go see the council.
Yeah.
Okay.
They seem to have some more answers and can enlighten us in the situation, what's happening. So let's go see them.
This guy is no help at all.
Yeah.
No.
We need real answers.
So he takes you into this sort of stone elevator thing. It's like sort of a platform, rises up into the top of the spire.
Is this up to code?
It's up to the code of this realm. I don't know about our realm, but
I'm gonna check in with my boy Nook over here, expert builder.
Pulls out like a measuring tape, like yeah,
like that yellow. Watch out for ledge.
Tom Nook definitely cut some corners when buildings were being built.
How dare you?
Pardon me?
Exactly.
I'm just saying, you got to make the money.
Ding!
So the stone platform judders to a halt, and Kamek walks forward towards a large set of golden doors. As he's walking, he taps his stick very hard into the floor, and the doors begin to slowly rumble and creak open.
What a power move, man.
So you guys walk into the room, and the light sort of hits your eyes and makes it very, very hard for you to see. So you're walking in, trying to shield your eyes.
My goggles.
You are fine then, my friend. The rest of you are not. You walk into the room, and as your eyes adjust, you notice that Kamek has stopped moving, and he's standing at the head of a very, very long table. But the table is empty. The seats are empty, so all neatly placed under the table. And you hear Kamek mutter under his breath, "That's most peculiar. They should be here. There was supposed to be a meeting."
Fucking course.
Cam, it's just schizophrenic.
Yeah.
Just gaslighting him.
Here's the castle.
They're right there, dog. What are you talking about?
Absolutely no checks are needed for you guys to see that nobody has been in this room for days. Nothing has been touched on this table. This table has not been used whatsoever. But Kamek is adamant that someone should be here.
When was the last time he had communication with these people?
So you want to check communication. What was you going to say, Elle?
No, I was just going to say, can we look at the table to see if there's any clues?
That's what I was going to do. Kind of inspect the room.
Yeah.
I would like to sit at the table.
Okay.
Puts his feet up.
There is no head of the table. There are only chairs either side.
That's fine.
With his legs up, it just falls.
I'll sit on the right side.
Okay, you're sitting down. Jared and Ellie, if you roll me investigation checks. And Cal, he looks to you and he says, "I spoke to them just a couple of days ago. They don't really. They sort of come together to have regular meetings, and then the rest of the time they're not having meetings. They're talking to the heads of the realms and making sure that everything's being done the way that it should be done." What did you guys roll for your investigation?
I rolled a 15.
Got 16.
Okay, so both of you guys notice that there are very, very small very, very small signs of a struggle. There are sort
Oh.
of scuff marks on the floor. Things are sort of slightly moved. It's like somebody tried to clean up after the struggle, but didn't fully manage to put everything back the way that it was meant to be. It was enough so that if you poked your head in the door, you would sort of see, okay, this is how it's supposed to be. But you can see, like, there's like a vase that there's a part of the cabinet that isn't dusty, and then a little, like a tiny little circle that isn't, and the rest
Yeah.
of it is. Like, you can see the signs that there's been a struggle here.
Something happened here.
I want to. Okay.
What do
We
you
don't
guys
know this though, right?
used
Correct?
to don't do that? No. So
Yeah.
Okay, am I allowed to do something to check what the marks are? Like, would I sort of know
Mm.
what the struggle is? Does that make sense?
yeah, I mean, with the 16, you would know that it's not necessarily a struggle of an attack. It's more like scuff marks of sort of someone being dragged around by the look of it, more than anything.
Right.
Well, I guess
Tell the group.
yeah, I was like, we'll go and tell. I mean, I'll make fun of Kai's dumb goggles first, and then I'll tell the group about.
Okay, you know what? Fuck you, man. All right.
I mean, he wasn't
Yeah, well-
blinded, bro. So
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right.
Exactly.
Then we'll inform
I'm
the
sitting
other
down.
two about what we have found and the signs of a clear struggle here that happened.
okay.
I stand up, grab the chair, and throw the chair across the room.
Jesus, let's deal with this.
Roll a straight d20 and add your strength for me, please.
Please get
I
that
really
one.
hope it's zero. You just
Very-
can't pick up the chair.
Yeah! These are really well made, guys. What is happening?
Is this Amish?
And then strength is the large one, correct? Oh yeah. 14.
No.
14. You manage to throw this chair across the room and it hits the wall. It's not hard enough to break it, but
Yeah, that's
it's a
fine.
very big power move. You can
I've
tell.
made my
that
point.
you're very unhappy about this. And so Kamek starts walking around the room, sort of with his hand in the air, almost like sort of slowly waving it as he's walking around the room.
Someone
and-
high five him.
Yeah.
Someone take the opportunity.
And as he's walking around, there are patches of blue light that start coming up off different spots of the floor, and some of them are spots where you saw the struggle. So where you saw the scuff mark by the door, there's one there, and there are 9 different spots of light being emitted from the room, all from sort of different areas of the room.
Are these coming up from the ground, like from the ground up, or is there like?
So it's almost, yeah, it's almost sort of like, imagine just like a patch of light on the floor. So it's not coming through the floor or anything. It's almost like
maybe being shined down from somewhere else.
it's hard to explain. It's almost
Or
just
the
sort
thing's
of,
just glowing?
it's sort of just glowing, yeah,
Okay.
Want to touch it?
Like a quest item.
Yeah.
like a quest item. You can touch it, nothing
I
happens.
touch. Oh, that sucks. Okay.
I have a question about features and traits.
Yes.
So I have crafter's knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Am I able to touch and interact with these objects and get a little bit more information than some of the others here?
Hmm.
Depending on what information you're after, potentially, yes.
Because I have the history check with objects, magical items, and
Okay.
such.
Okay. So what would you, in
Is
terms
there
of
the-
history, like, are you trying to...
Could I
origin?
grab, well, like something like the vase? Like, would I be able to like interact with that and get anything out of it, or would it only give me like, this vase was made in 1920
Yeah,
by an
it's-
artisan crafter?
It's more sort of to do with, like you said, sort of the origin of the object,
Okay.
sort of when it was made and things like that.
You'd
So
be
you
really
wouldn't be
good
able
on
to...
Antiques Roadshow.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hauling out antique facts. like
You
no
wouldn't be
one's
able to
business.
pick up on any sort of... you wouldn't be able to get like a vision of what happened with the object if that's sort of what you're trying to get with.
Hmm. Can I ask Kamek just what are these? Like, is he familiar at all with these beams of light?
So he says This is residual energy, residual magic that has been left over, and normally this shade of blue is a conjuration spell. And he says, well, there are 9 patches, and there were 9 members of the council, and none of the council are here. So
Oh, they got straight vaporized.
maybe not vaporized, but
Teleported.
a teleportation spell is a conjuration spell. So it seems as if someone teleported these members somewhere.
Okay.
Can I do a
ask
perception
Kamek-
check and
Okay.
ask about this? Or I assume that's where you were going with it as well.
I was gonna
Wait.
say, is this like a jumper thing where you can follow someone through a teleportation
was
spell
a
if you
good
know the
movie.
correct spell?
You can roll an insight, Katie, if you
Oh,
wanna.
okay.
If you wanna, so if you wanna know if someone's telling you the truth or if you think they're hiding something, then insight is what you would
Okay.
roll for that.
So I think I would ask first if he knew who could have done this or if the council would have been able to do this themselves. And then I would want to check his response.
Okay, so he says to you, he's like, I mean, potentially the council could have done this to themselves. You would be talking about
Like trying to escape.
maybe escape, or all I can think is that some crazy emergency happened and they needed to get back to their realms very, very quickly. But in terms of if someone would want to do it to them, I don't know. I mean, these guys they're essentially the faces of their realms. You know, they are. Somebody would have to be very, very annoyed and at all 3 realms in order to do this.
Do they have beef? Is there council members that got some hot grits
Yeah,
between them?
spill the tea.
The council
Yeah.
members themselves are fairly civil with one another. You know, there's always disagreements in terms of like trade deals not being up to the standard they should be, or things like that. But there's never been full scale arguments. You know, people. It's always been very civil, heated but
Can
civil.
I push deeper in disagreements if I roll a perception check?
If you're trying to work out if he's hiding something from you,
disagreements sounds like there's more to that story than just some light tiffs.
you could roll an insight and definitely
Insight.
see.
Okay.
What is everyone else doing at the moment while
fuck
this
me.
talk is going on?
My insight is a 2.
Oh, I don't think your insight is going to get you anything from there.
Not very insightful.
I want to ask him, what is the closest realm to where we are now?
Well, so the way they're structured is that essentially it's almost like Arcadia is a hub, and then you can get to any realm from there. It's not linear in the sense that you travel through one place to get to another. The realms are self-sustaining and are kind of on their own. They're not connected to anything other than to Arcadia. So, for instance, the realm of Hyrule is on its own. It's not connected to the realm of New Leaf. So they are sort of, you can go from Arcadia to one place and then back, but you can't, you can't travel, you can't hop around necessarily.
Everything has to go to Arcadia first and then back to wherever you want to go.
Yes.
Oh my god, it's Chrono Trigger.
Like
there ends of time.
There are some exceptions to that. There are obviously strong magic users, like whoever did this, that can teleport creatures where they want to go. But I mean, we're talking high level people, and I don't know that anyone on the council is necessarily strong enough to be able to do this 9 times.
Are you strong enough, Daddy Kamek?
Well, yeah, in theory I could do this, but I have no reason to.
Where is Zelda?
Hmm.
Zelda's in Hyrule. She doesn't come to. She doesn't really come to. Well,
Okay.
I mean, she's a member of the council, so she would have been here. So, where is Zelda? Is a
She's
good
also
question.
missing.
She seems like a little bit of a
That's the
tyrant.
question.
Zelda
Well,
doesn't seem like the peaceful leader that I've been familiar with.
Yeah, she seems a little sussy. Is there any way that for us to leave this tower, the spire that we're at now? Because it seems like we're not getting a lot of information here. Maybe we should go out and kind of do a little exploring here and assess our environment.
Wait,
I
I
still
know everybody
wanted
else
like
thinks.
written history and stuff from.
you want to roll history from what? Sorry.
Oh no, I still wanted like written history or anything of like the events, and if I can still roll my insight
Just find
check
something.
on us
Yeah.
asking, because we asked if there was like if he was powerful enough to do this or if the council could do this, but I still think that he might know of other powerful magic users that he's not telling us about, or
Yeah, I
even
mean,
like
Okay.
the people who
I
summoned
like
us,
that.
because it wasn't just him.
hmm
It was
yeah,
a
I mean,
group of people.
you can all roll insight if you want to see if what he's told you so far is accurate.
So you're all roll insight.
I mean, you've all been a part of the conversation, so
Mm.
in theory, you could all.
Yeah.
Um,
I rolled a 20.
I rolled
Oh,
a
a dirty
12.
20 or a nat 20?
It's dirty
Sorry,
20, you mean?
Lingo.
It was 19
So,
plus my insight.
yeah, so a dirty 20 is one that you made up,
That's what it was.
and then a nat 20 is when you roll a 20 on the die.
No, I rolled
I
a
have a
dirty
12.
20.
What did you get, Cal?
12.
12. Ellie?
19.
19. Kai looks very defeated.
Or
I
frozen.
think he's been that way for
Or
a while.
frozen.
He's frozen. I
Oh.
was like, he's been that way for a hot second, so he might just be frozen.
Oh my god, Zelda put him in a crystal.
Oh
Blue light
god,
starts
the
appearing.
lore's real.
Well, I mean, so Cal got a 12, Ellie, you got
19.
19. I mean, the three of you enough is able to realize that. Okay, you got a 2.
Oh,
Okay.
I got it too.
The three of you realize that it's not necessarily that he is lying per se. He is just not aware of who would have done this or why. You know, he doesn't really have enough to go off of to be like it was this person. But he will say to you, he's like, there was rumors that somebody was pulling the strings during the incidents that led to the Great War. There is speculation that because the people of Tendonia were told that the Shoni were attacking before the Shoni attacked, and Shoni were told that the Tendonians were on their way to attack them as well, even though they weren't. And so there are some that believe that maybe there was a greater force behind the scenes trying to pull the strings. Nobody really knows
Antagonizing the other realms.
why. Yeah, nobody really knows why or what purpose it would have served, but there is that consensus that happened. There's not much proof for it other than the fact that information was relayed that wasn't happening. You know, the Tendonians weren't attacking Shoni, and so it's almost a conspiracy theory in the world that somebody was pulling the strings for some reason to antagonize this war.
Okay, interesting. I mean, it
I
seemed
think
like
the
that was
idea-
might be the case before too.
And I think like the topic
cool.
of leaving the tower is something we should rediscuss, because we talked about, can we leave? Can we go explore? Can we go look for information?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is
Yeah.
there a window in the tower?
Yeah, there's windows in the tower.
I want to look out the window.
Okay.
With your goggles.
Paint me a word picture.
You see
Yeah. Paint me
a-
word picture.
I have my goggles on.
you see very busy, not necessarily a city, but like a town. Lots of buildings. You can see that there are loads of taverns. There are people playing music in the plaza. There's an entire race and like a whole variety of races of creatures. You can see these short people with giant mushrooms on their heads. You can see these
Oh.
turtles running around with different colored shells. You can see like anthropomorphic like duck creatures walking around. You can see cat creatures walking around. There are some humans. Like there is a very, very wide mix of people
Yeah.
in this town.
Can I
I'm
ask
going
Kai
to
if
the
he
bar
sees
for
anything
info.
of point of
Get drunk.
interest?
Okay, for sure.
Go on,
yeah.
wait, what did Kai say first?
I say we should go get drunk, but then Jared actually made a good point, which is, do I see a point of interest?
Yeah, I asked if I could ask him if he sees anything like point of interest, anything like that stands out to him.
You can also look out the window. I'm not like
Yeah.
He's hogging
Yeah, but
it.
you're already there. I'm not gonna walk up to the window. You're hogging up the whole window.
blocking the fucking.
So you
my response is, I don't know. I've never been here before. You fucking moron.
you see
Nothing
this,
looks interesting.
You see this sort of wall, like there's a wall around the city, and you see this one area off in the distance that looks very much like what you would describe as a border. There is like stationed people there, and then there is just a blue magical force field that is sort of, say, 5 foot wide and about 8 foot tall, almost like just a doorway of blue energy.
I
Sounds like a
asked
point of
Kamek,
interest to me.
What is that?
He says to you that is the door into you know how I told you Arcadia is like a hub?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So that door leads to the hub area that has the doors to all of the other realms. So that is where you would go
It's a hub.
in order to sort of go to where you need to go. The way that it works is that you have to speak the name of the realm that you are trying to travel to in order to get there. So if you wanted,
Sounds like some Harry Potter. shit.
I don't know who Harry Potter is, but yeah,
Throw
if
some
you
smoke down and go up a fucking chimney.
if you wanted to travel, say, from somewhere to Arcadia, you would say Arcadia and then walk through the portal, and then you could travel to Arcadia that way.
Is there a
Interesting.
cheat sheet of some kind that you can purchase with names for us who are forgetful? Down in
There,
the town shopping
he says, I'll
center?
tell you what, how
In
about
some
this?
drawers that we found.
He says, how about this? Okay, so he holds out his hand. He sort of has a closed fist, and he opens his hand up, and a key appears in his hand, sort of floating. And it is
Is it to a car?
not to a car. It is a gold key that is jeweled on the end, a blue jewel. And he says,
Ooh, it's a fancy.
he says, take
car.
this. This is a realm key.
Oh.
He said, "Do not lose this.
Lame.
This is the only one of its kind. The rest were destroyed after the Great War to stop surprise attacks like the X-Docs carried out on the Shoni. So do not lose this.
Wait, who
do
are we
not
giving this
sell
key
it.
to? Are we giving it to Kai? Because we should probably give it to Kaylee. so she can-
Whoa. Okay,
Yeah.
first of all, is this one of those cool keys you can put it in any door and it opens a portal? Because that has big portal vibes. Also, I say we give it to Ellie since she has like a ring on a string and she can just put it on the string
Oh.
ring.
Rang on a string.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like I trust her the least because she's been the one who's communicated the least in this situation.
Oh,
Wow,
I told you
getting
your
fucking thrown
shyness
under
and
the bus.
anxiety meeting new
Fucking
people would
big
come
Tom
to
Nook
bite you in the
energy over
arse,
here.
eh?
So
Big
we've got
Tom
to
Nook
trust
energy.
the man that literally robs people with a fucking key that's gold.
Wait, guys,
and
we
a
gotta work
blue gem
together
on
here.
it.
We are all here. We are all here at the same time. We
We
need
can
to
take
move
shifts
together.
holding the key. That way, no
he
one
says, "Look,
feels
you
bad.
need to trust this
I
to."
snatched the key. I'm
Okay.
taking it.
He says, "Okay, well,
Roll
that's
dexterity.
he's not
Yeah,
resisting."
exactly.
He says, "Okay, fine. Just do not lose this key. Not only is it made of solid gold, that it is the last of its kind, and it is extremely powerful. So this allows you to jump from realm to realm without having to come back to the main hub in order to travel from place to place.
Oh, so we don't have to come back to Arcadia to
It's
traverse
like no
around the
layover
different realms.
flights.
So
Exactly.
all you do is you say the name of the realm that you wish to travel to. You hold the key out as if unlocking a door. Unlock, and then a portal will appear.
Oh, this is
And
some Kingdom Hearts
So
shit
if I
right
grab
here.
the key and said Shoni,
what's that? Sorry.
if I grab the key and say Shoni, what happens?
Well, Shoni is the overarching realm. You have to name the mini realm.
Yeah, that's like saying
Why are you
Asia.
cheat sheet, guys?
Where are you gonna go?
Okay,
So
Yeah, go
somewhere
down.
in Asia.
So you unlock the imaginary door. The portal will open, and then once the key passes through the portal, it will close. So I suggest whoever
So
is holding the key
whoever's
is the
owning the
last
key
to
has
go.
go last.
Yes.
Okay, we got to make sure we remember
Okay,
that.
that makes
Someone
sense.
write that down. Write that down.
He says,
Well, I feel like either Jared or Kai would probably be the first people through because they seem the most like explorer type out of the group.
fair.
So we'll let
Yeah.
y'all go first. It's fine.
so he says to
Sounds
you,
good. Sounds good to me.
the problem we have is that the council is missing. That is our
Mhm.
pressing issue.
We've established
And
that.
so we cannot let anybody know that the council is missing, because if the people of the realm of Bitopia know that the council is missing, we are going to have a problem. The world
chaos.
is tense enough as it is, and if they know that the powers that be are no longer here, then we're just asking for war.
This is
So-
probably good that we don't look like the heroes then,
Yeah.
It will probably work to your
Yes.
advantage, yes.
because that would be a little sussy.
So
Yeah.
Can we ask how he typically would communicate with the council when they're not present? Because we should reach out and see
Yeah.
if we can even communicate with them. Because as far as we know, he's the first person, like the group of 5 of us now are the first people to identify that they're gone. But we
Mhm.
haven't reached out to try to see if they're just back home.
well,
Yeah.
this is the thing that I don't know. Normally the people in their realm who are close to them know when they're coming to Arcadia to come for a meeting, and then they know when they're coming back. So they sort
This
of,
is where they communicate. Is in Arcadia.
yeah,
Okay.
they check in and out of their realm. But in terms of having a communication system, we
Okay,
don't really.
there
Oh,
isn't one.
that reminds me. If you need me while you are somewhere else, you can hold the key. I am attuned to that realm key. So if you think a message, I will be able to communicate with you telepathically.
Okay.
If you abuse this,
Okay,
I am
okay.
just going to stop listening to you.
I grab the key, and I think a thought
Okay.
that only you can hear, and I think you know what I'm thinking.
Yes.
You don't have to say.
You're going to have to... Ellie, are you going to oppose this? Because if you are,
Fucking
you're going to
am,
have to have
yeah.
a strength roll off. So I need both of
Okay.
you guys to roll just a d20 and add strength to me, please.
Doesn't matter. You know what I.
Oh, I know what you thought. Don't
Wait,
worry.
where's strength again?
It's literally on the left, the big one.
Very
Don't look
top
at the
left.
skills, like his ability.
Oh, yeah.
I rolled a 12.
What did he get?
What did you
Oh, I
get?
got
12.
16.
Oh,
Oh Jesus! Just ripped the key.
yeah. Elena is. Yeah. So he says that just don't abuse it. And I will offer you whatever help I can offer you. we have an armory. I can give you guys weapons that will help you on.
That's a
I'm
good shout.
assuming that you're.
We should go visit there.
I'm
Yeah,
assuming
yeah.
that you are taking on this mission based on everything that you've said so far.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
need to figure out why we're here and what's going
I
on.
still
It seems
want
like
to
the
know if
council is
there's
the
a
best,
You can't
library.
send us
answer to that.
back, so
There
I'd
is a
say we
library.
split up.
The library.
2 of you guys go to the armory.
Oh god.
2 of us go to the library. And we divide and conquer a bit. We go information hunting. We go resource hunting. We plan to meet back up and
In this
reestablish
room?
with new information.
I'm going to the library with Kale Nook. I declare.
Okay. So in the armory.
Before you move on,
Oh, go on.
I would like to ask him what we're getting from this. Because if I'm going on a mission, like, is there like
That's fair.
gold
That's a good point.
involved?
Ooh, where's
is
our
there something?
reward?
Yeah, where's the? I'm gonna get caked
Like,
up.
you've
Come
given
on.
us a gold key that
He
literally means nothing
looks at
to me.
you with a very disappointed face and is like, clearly you are not the Lost Heroes just yet.
Oh wow.
Damn.
My hope,
Okay, Dad.
he says, my hope
Jesus.
is that
I'm not mad, I'm
In-
just disappointed.
my hope is that in you doing this and attuning to the items more, we'll be able to deduce some reason as to why you were summoned and how we can get you back to your worlds.
Okay.
I need some time to research this and to work out, because this is very, very new to me and this hasn't happened before.
This sounds like a big Tom Nook
Yeah,
scheme if
can
I've
I-
ever heard one.
Can I like check his pockets, like, to see if he's got anything? Like, can I rob him?
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Just gonna rob him already?
can I, okay, so not to metagame, you can try and sleight of hand anyone at any time. However, he is looking directly at you,
Mm.
Right.
and so you are going to have
Can I
disadvantage.
go, what's that
on
over there? It's the cancel.
He's got magic hand.
it.
Yeah, exactly. Starts doing card
Um,
tricks, we'll distract him together.
So, yeah, the idea is that he's going to sort of research how to get you guys home while you guys are carrying out this mission. In terms of the armory is essentially going to officially give you guys the equipment that is on your character sheet. And then any
Mhm.
additional items that you guys want, we can work out what it is that you want to get, and we sort of go from there. We will end
Okay.
soon. I have a point I want to get up to, and then we will end that there.
Cool.
So in terms of the armory, that's that. Is there any weapons that you two particularly, or I guess Cal and Jared, Cal and Kai could tell you guys if there's anything they're particularly after, if they feel
Yeah,
that they need something.
do you guys want me to pick you up? Want like a burger and fries or something?
Do
What
we
do you guys
technically
want?
have the items in our inventory, or are we asking for
So the items that are in your inventory will essentially be given to you. It will kind of be like, these are the items that your assigned hero used during their time. And then if there's anything extra that you guys
So
want,
if there happens to be a dagger or a crossbow,
yeah,
not against it.
I'd really like
Don't
some
worry, I
kind
got
of
you. I know
magical
what you got.
bag. Like
Oh,
if
okay, yeah.
if I can
Okay.
get a
Magical
satchel or
bag?
something of some kind, preferably a little backpack with a green little leaf on it that matches my shirt.
I'm pretty sure
that
that's in there.
I got
does
you.
your
I got
character
you.
sheet have a
I'll-
backpack?
I'll- I'll hit
No.
Hot Topic right here, and I will make sure to grab that for you real quick.
I'm pretty sure they had like a Tom Nook collaboration. I'm sure we can work
Yeah.
something out.
just
something out.
because I would like to have something that if we do find information at the library that we'd like to take with
You can
us,
store.
that I can store it, that won't affect, like, that won't be this huge thing I'm carrying.
Okay, so
Sounds good. Ellie, are you coming with me to the armory
Yes.
here? Are you going with
Yeah.
them to the? Okay, cool.
okay, so let's bring it back to that then. So you guys are going to the armory. Ellie and Jared, you are picking up a dagger or a light crossbow for Kai,
Mhm.
and you are picking up a backpack for Kale.
Mhm.
There just so happens to be the backpack that she described exactly as she wants it. Is there anything that you two are
Horse
looking
shit.
for?
I've been here before. I'm just fucking with y'all.
I come here all the time.
I checked
Yeah.
online before they
Right.
went.
It says it's in stock
It's in
online.
stock.
Click
Just
and
one.
collect.
If there's any long swords or anything in this area, I would definitely like to grab something along those lines.
Yeah, so on your character sheet, Jared, if you
Yeah.
look in the bottom left, it should tell you proficiencies.
Bottom left, proficiencies. Not seeing this. Oh, proficiencies in languages. Is that what you said?
Yes. So
Okay.
in
Right,
there,
yeah.
what does it state weapon-wise that you're proficient in?
So simple weapons, hand crossbows, long swords, rapiers, short swords.
Okay, so you could take a longsword, that would be fine. I believe a longsword is a two-handed weapon though. So you would have to two-hand it. So it would mean that you wouldn't have a free hand for, say, grappling an enemy or using any sort of object. You would have to drop or unequip your longsword in order to do that.
Okay. Do I have either room in my inventory space, or is there another short sword that I can take as well to kind of maybe switch between the two?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to, yeah, you can take another short sword, definitely.
Okay.
Shove it in the
Cal.
backpack.
Yo,
Shove it.
grab your hoe a short sword.
Okay.
Goddamn.
Could I also grab a multi-tool?
What sort of what, like a Swiss Army knife?
Yeah.
I'll put it in the backpack. Don't worry.
I'm getting crafty. I'm like,
That seems.
or is
I
that
think-
too
I
like
I think you
meta?
have Tinkerer tools, which should allow
Okay.
you to.
Because it says that under proficiencies, but I didn't know if that meant it was going in the backpack already,
I
or if
should.
I'll like collect those.
I think it's in your equipment.
Equipment.
We can pick you up a set of Tinker tools.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
we got you.
It's
Don't
not.
worry about
It
it.
doesn't really
I-
specify specifically what they are, but I'd
Okay.
imagine essentially, like if you want it in the form of a multi-tool, we can definitely just say that it's a multi-tool. It can have like a screwdriver and the Allen keys and all of that stuff on it.
I just think that would be cute in the backpack.
Yeah, by all means, we can have that for you. That's fine.
I am
So-
like nifty IRL, just so this isn't like a super weird thing. Like I do very much enjoy like fixing things. So
The
Ellie
only-
is. Oh, gosh, I was going to ask Ellie if there's anything she's after.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Go for it. Go for it.
Yes, bullets.
Bullets.
Yes.
There aren't many in there. There are only 10, but that would bring your total up to like 30.
Yes. Can I take those then? please?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Anything
don't
else in
think-
terms of armory?
Yeah, is there any like light armor that I can grab too? Just have that. Something that's a little better than the leather
believe-
armor I have.
Let me just find out for you.
Because I know in my equipment I have leather armor, but I just didn't know if there was anything that was a little bit better, or if leather armor was pretty much what I have at this point.
So what are you proficient in, out of curiosity?
Light armor is one of them too.
Are you proficient in medium by any chance?
No, it's just light armor,
Okay.
simple weapons, hand crossbows, things like that.
So you could wear medium armor, but it puts you at like a massive disadvantage because you're not proficient in it.
Okay, I'll just stick to the armor that I have then.
Yeah, as I say, the only one that's up is like a studded leather armor, which adds 1 to your AC.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. I'll keep what I have now.
Okay, all right, cool. So
Cool.
in terms of the library, what are we looking for in the library?
I'm looking at like, I guess I want to read about what happened at the time of the
Mhm.
war and get a better history on what happened there. And I think it would also be interesting to see if the history he gave us matches up with the written history,
Okay.
because then our written history might be either less telling or more telling. And I think it would be interesting because I would assume that some of the books would be written from the different realms' perspectives of the event.
Yes.
which
So-
I
Yeah.
think would give us like a nice picture of maybe we can deduce a little bit of who had what information, when did they get it,
Mhm.
and what were the responses to it, because I think before we start traveling to other places, we should understand a bit more about what happened and then what the state of the other realms are currently.
Okay, so
Yeah.
in terms of the events that happened, while there are the overarching information is the same,
Okay.
that is how the war happened, but there are books written by sort of Shoni scholars that lean very heavily into Tendonians are lying and they are, you know, evil secretly, and there are lots of books by Tendonians talking about how Shoni are just crazy fucking evil and just attack them for no damn reason.
Mm.
Jared, did you?
Oh, I was
on
gonna request if you guys find any books on like sword skills or anything like that, grab it for your boy.
Okay.
I think that's smart, like
I
some tactical
run my
things.
fingers gingerly across the spines of a book in an aisle, feeling them as I walk down. I grab a book. It's a poetry
Mhm.
book, no author. I open it. I smell it.
He licks it.
Deeply take in. It's
I've
paper.
consumed it.
It's
It's in
papery
me.
smells. I take the third page from the book. I rip it out and I start
I
eating
roll a
it in the
fat
aisle.
blunt and then we just go to town.
And that's no. I just start eating pages from the poetry book as Kale is doing
Sorry, I'm
research.
showing you guys
on
my
whatever
dog
she
just because
needs.
she's
No,
being
it's fine.
cute,
I'm
just for a
totally
little
happy.
comedic relief.
Little dog.
Yeah, so you're just chewing on, you know, priceless books.
Just priceless books. Just spitting it.
I'm
into
sitting
the
here
aisle.
like I wish the other female in this group would have come with me because I feel like this man is ruining my
Yeah,
library experience.
I'd definitely like a bit of
I
history.
stick out the book and I offer a page to
Oh, that's the
Kale.
point. You're proficient in history, Elle.
Mhm.
You somehow find me like
Yeah.
a beautiful page giving us a map of the realms.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
The branch
Isn't that
of
fun how that works?
Bitopia disappeared, gone. So there are a lot of books that sort of, you know, the Shonies pin the blame on the Tendonians pinning the blame on the Shoni. The general consensus is that for reasons unknown, the Shoni attacked the Tendonians. You can kind of assume that it is that hatred they had for them, but it was also, like Kamek said, it was fueled by whatever rumors were going around about a mounted attack that was coming towards them.
I mean, I have heard the Tendonians are litigious people, so you know, like their lawyers.
And the general theme as well that you get is that by releasing Kratos into the world, that is what formed the alliance between the Exocs and the Tendonians. They had no real reason to team up, but when Kratos started running around destroying both of their realms, they were like, okay, we need to stop the Shoni and we need to get rid of them. And so that was kind of the means of that relationship. So if anything, the kind of atmosphere that you're getting is that some people of Shoni don't like Tendonians for the reasons that were stated, and the Exocs and the Tendonians both don't really like the Shoni. They're sort of seen as the more violent, sort of gun happy, go happy people, and that is the general consensus. The Exocs kind of not necessarily, they're not as keeping to themselves as the Tendonians, but they don't really get involved in stuff unless they have to. If they have to step into something, they won't. That's why it was kind of weird when they stepped in to try and take land from the Shoni. I'm sorry, that dog has distracted me. It's a very, very cute dog.
I'm so sorry.
No,
I'll
don't.
keep her out of the camera.
No, it's a good distraction. I'm perfectly fine with it.
Okay.
So that's kind of the general consensus, that like 2 of the 3 realms don't like each other. None of the realms. It's not that the realms don't get on. It's almost sort of that they. It's almost like some people feel that you get the impression that the Tendonians are sort of. Some people love the fact that Zelda put out this ultimatum to stop the war and to sort of create this neutral zone, and other people really fucking hate it. Like some people really, especially because the Shoni had to give up a realm, and the blame was kind of cast onto them. That some people kind of harbor some bad feelings because of that. But in terms of the accuracy of what Kamek said to you, everything he said is accurate.
Okay.
You're just, from the books, you're kind of getting more of it's more of a vibe check in terms of inter-realm relations and how they get on with one another.
Okay.
So, having been to the library, having been to the armory, do you guys, what's your next plan now? Do you go back to Kamek and sort of say like, okay, we're geared up, or are you just gonna?
I think we should meet all together at something like, I mean, like a bar or
Like a
tavern, something like that, because then we'll be able to get a little bit of like gossip from the general public, because you overhear things, but also we'd be able to speak amongst the 4 of us without another kind of person.
Should we meet at that council room first, then go from there? Because we didn't really discuss a meeting bar point and a point of interest that we can go to before. So maybe we meet there and then kind of give the information that you guys found from the library. We can give you guys the armory stuff that we found, and then kind of go from there.
Yeah.
Okay. So
there's a part of me that would rather we meet without Kamek first.
Okay. Interesting.
Would you have pre-agreed that before?
This is something that I whispered to Ellie before we split up.
Convenient.
She has the key, so I'm like, he does.
I did hear that, yeah.
He did. Okay. I can't say the DM did, but I guess
I texted her on the side.
Okay, so okay. So
sorry, I'm reading the plan.
No, I'm trying to work out. So obviously you guys are going to go to this tavern, and then what is the plan in the tavern?
Share our findings. Share the
reconvene, and then
share what you guys picked up
look
for
for information after that.
Make sure you guys
back some shots of tequila.
Yeah, make sure you guys punch into your character sheets, like your dagger, and you got your backpack, Cal, and you got some more bullets.
Do I put that under equipment?
Yeah, just slap it under equipment. And you got your tinker tools as well.
Okay.
I didn't get anything.
You got a dagger, I do believe, and I feel like you requested something else. Didn't you request a short sword? A crossbow.
I said crossbow and dagger. I didn't know if I got either of those.
Yeah, I mean, you can have a crossbow as well if you want.
Let's do it.
All right, so Cal had spoken to Ellie prior to them splitting and told her that they are going to visit the tavern that is closest to the spire that you're in. So you guys walk out, and it is literally like 5 minutes down the road, not even that. Tiny little cottagey looking place called the Toadstool Tavern.
Oh,
cute.
That's just adorable.
Yeah, and there is a wee little toad behind the counter. I don't even need to describe it because you guys know exactly what color. It's yellow.
Oh, it's yellow.
Can you give me your best toad voice and welcome us into this tavern?
Oh God, you don't want that. He's like all really raspy but higher pitched. He's like, welcome.
Yeah, exactly.
Love that. That was beautiful.
That's perfect.
So he's immediately is like, oh, do you want a table? Do you want a seat? I can get you a booth.
Let's
please.
let's
Just
yeah.
like that. We want a seat just
Uh,
like
we
We
that.
need
want-
a game.
Let's take a booth.
Yes, I respond. I would
Yes,
love
Yes.
a
booth,
booth.
please.
Booths
He's like,
are
okay,
good.
all right. He walks you over. There's a nice little booth in the corner. You're away from everyone, and now you guys can talk shop. So obviously, we don't need to fully go through everything that was discovered in the library and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
obviously, we can bypass. Cal doesn't need to relay that information. We can just say that it's
Yeah.
been spoken about. We don't actually have to do it.
I had the most delectable book at the library. It was delicious.
I want to check in with my other people here. Like, how are you guys doing in all this? Because this is a crazy time. This is weird, right? Like, this is crazy.
You know what? This is the second time this happened to me. This
It's
is
just
the
a
weirdest
freaking
thing.
Saturday.
This keeps happening.
Must be a Monday, man.
I just don't know what it is.
I think
It
I
keeps
relay
happening to
that.
me.
Honestly, I'm assuming this is a dream. So
It's like
I'm
one of my
just going
Japanese
with it.
animes.
Yeah. I'm like, I think I fell asleep on the couch watching Naruto after also playing on my Switch, and now I'm just
Way too many
I'm
dreams, way too many
just-
isekais, and it just makes your dreams fucking
Yeah.
wild.
and I think I sit there because I definitely like I didn't question going on this mission. So I'm still kind of convinced that
None
we
of this is
just-
real.
yeah, we just go through it because it's all a dream. What's the worst
Yeah.
that can happen?
I was just playing New Horizons.
I flick Kale in the forehead.
Yeah, it's just playing New Horizons, watching Rise of the Shield Hero, and then
Do I need to roll for that?
you can roll to hit if you really want to.
Okay.
So you
What do I
roll a
need to roll?
d20, and what are you flicking, right? So that'd be
Can I roll acrobatics?
Yeah.
Flicking the forehead.
It's like just a front flip away from him.
I mean,
I'm trying to test if this is a dream or not. If I can flick you in the forehead and it hurts,
to
it's
be
not
honest,
a
if you're
dream.
just trying
Everyone
to
knows
flick it,
that.
just
Wait,
do
what?
a straight.
You said flick on the forehead. Everyone knows that.
It's pinching.
Yeah.
No.
Pinch.
Did you do that,
pinch
Ben?
someone.
Yeah, you pinch someone.
Yeah, you pinch.
Yeah, okay, whatever. It's the same thing. It's causing pain. I'm gonna
And I
flick her in the forehead,
smack
alright,
him.
So
guys?
I wouldn't.
Jesus.
I don't say that you need to roll a d20. I feel like you can just do that.
Hell yeah.
Um,
I just flicked
Okay,
you in
and
the
I
forehead.
immediately
Did you
smack
feel it?
him.
Both of you feel pain.
In tears, I say it's not a dream.
And I go,
So
"You've never felt pain in your dreams?" And you're like, "She's fucked up."
I've never felt pain in my
Jared,
dreams.
what
Jesus Christ.
what sword fighting book did you get?
Oh, I got a nice. They found me a nice book. There's a couple pages mentioning
Sword
this is
fighting
interesting.
ABCs.
Exactly.
Bite marks.
See
Nicole.
sword swing, hear the ring.
Yeah, it's just this one in the
Slash,
corner
slash,
says
slash.
lunch. This one says PM snack.
No, it's just a couple of techniques that I'm very curious and eager to learn. Some that I'm not familiar with. Again, some pages missing, which I'm assuming that was consumed by Kai over here, which I'm not really appreciative.
It's
but it
weird.
happens,
It
I
says to
understand.
defeat evil's bane, and then like the rest of the page is just missing.
Oh, you bastard!
You just never know.
It was the
Don't worry.
tastiest page.
It'll get up here eventually
all-
once
it's
it works
all
its way
up-
through my
it's all up
digestive
here.
system.
He has
Okay,
digestive
so-
Yeah.
understanding.
What's the vibe check? How is everyone kind of feeling about the mission they're being asked
I
to
will
undertake?
feel a lot better when I'm drunk.
I mean,
I
I'm
need,
a-
How
I
many
need, I
drinks
need
has
booze
Kai
in his
had at
body.
this
I think
point?
that
That's the point. Are we
Yeah, let's
eating
go
and
get
drinking?
this.
Sorry.
Oh yeah.
let's do
Snaps
it.
his fingers,
We're eating our
rudely
ingredients.
summoning the small mushroom-like
Mhm.
creature to bring me shots of tequila.
You notice that there is just one yellow-haired toad with a blue apron on that is running around serving everybody in this slightly busy tavern.
Okay.
He comes over and he's like, "Yes."
I would like tequila.
Oh,
Stat.
Oh, okay. And he runs off and then just comes back with
Wait,
a
is
bottle
that
and
something
4
that's
shot glasses.
available in this, or is he
You-
just like,
you-
oh, we don't
you
have that. We have
have-
our like mushroom drink.
Yeah, you're getting like mushroom spirit. It's not tequila, but
Okay.
That's
he
fine.
he knows what you're on about. He knows what you want.
But it's
Yeah, he knows.
tasty.
He knows my
I-
vibes.
Yeah.
I say we cheers to this weird fucked up situation we're in here, and we just have the best of it. Let's get crunk. Let's do it.
I
You all
secretly
going?
do not take
Cheers.
the shot.
Okay, so
No fun.
the three of you do your shot. It tastes
I'm
like
already
fucking
plastered.
arse. It is absolutely disgusting.
Okay.
It is
So it's like
fungal
tequila.
spirit.
It was tequila all along.
Cal, we're gonna need a performance roll to see how well you fake not liking the taste of this.
Okay.
Please be low. Please be low.
Just like screams into the bar.
16.
16. She
Oh,
manages
shit,
to do
well,
it.
oh,
Yeah,
fuck.
she's
Yeah, she's cool
yeah.
as a
Tom Nook's used
cucumber.
to doing business meetings and faking drinking. You got to keep a cool head. He
Yeah.
gets it.
I don't.
So
Smart.
I don't drink those spirits.
so
Mess me
yeah.
up.
So what's the vibe check? How we feeling? Obviously,
Yeah, I
Cal's
think
already
like
said
what
that
Kay was
she's sort of
saying.
leaning into it.
Yeah, like or like look for information. Let's talk to this toad and see what he knows about this area and everything.
Yeah, Elle?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So are you going to beckon him over, or are you going to...
Yeah, I'm gonna call him over. Not in that
No,
way,
no,
but I'm
no,
gonna
no,
nicely
no.
tell him to come over.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
and I gave him a tip when he brought us the alcohol.
That's interesting, because you don't have any money.
Oh, I'm gonna give
You
him a
don't know
tip in the
that.
bathroom.
I picked some up in the library.
Oh, did you?
Did you?
Okay.
There's a lot of stuff happening that you just
Apparently
don't know
not,
about, Ben.
yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know how this game
This
works.
is on our own little journey over here.
Yeah, I mean, you see on your character sheet that none of you have any gold.
Of course we don't.
Wait, how are
the
we
tequila
paying for this?
has or the mushroom juice has upset my stomach, and I now have vomited a full sheet of paper onto the
It's just a
table in
book.
front of us.
And it's actually $100
and my
bill.
shot of tequila.
Yeah, you could...
It is nothing
No.
helpful. The page is blank. But
It was the foreword
just-
by the
just to-
author,
just to
the
say.
unnamed author.
Yeah, exactly. It was the thanks to page. Thank you to my mother, loving and supporting
So
me.
you click this finger, you click your fingers, and immediately this like toad comes running over, and it's just sort of looking at you like waiting to see what it is that you want.
So, what's this town like?
Well, busy. You can kind of see, and he sort of beckons around at the half-full tavern.
You're not good at conversation,
I'm
are
very,
you?
very busy.
I mean, like, what's the vibe here? Is this like, a good place, fun, people nice? What are we talking about here? Give me
I
some
mean,
details.
it's what you want it to be, baby.
He can be anyone you want,
Are you-
guy, for the
are you
right
looking-
price.
looking for-
Fuck
are
this
you looking
mushroom.
for a good time?
Coming home to me.
You're looking for a
He's
little
like,
shroomy
it's-
babe.
He's like, it's what you want. You have the sort of... It depends where you are. Where we are is very nice, and there's lots of places to go out, lots of people to meet. The people are very friendly.
Oh my god! All right, let's
But-
cut to the chase. What are your thoughts on the council?
Oh, the council are amazing.
Let's get the real grits here. Oh,
The council
okay.
are doing the Lord's work.
Alright.
They're keeping all the
That's
peace. I mean, I can't talk about the other realms, but here in Arcadia, they're doing a great job.
Oh, wait, what was that? Is that some racism I hear from a little mushroom? What about these other realms? Tell me about them
I don't
other
know.
realms.
I can't speak on the state of the other realms because I don't live there.
There's no news. You guys don't. You don't get CNN.
No, we
There's
already talked
broadcast?
about how
State
there's not
news.
really like communication between the.
Space
Oh,
news.
Yeah.
true.
Mm.
The
Just
realms.
All right. Someone else want to
I mean,
give it a go,
it's-
or I'm just gonna keep harassing this
Yeah,
Yeah,
little
I'm
I'm
gonna,
gonna
mushroom.
try to
don't-
stop this conversation.
well, before as you're trying to cut it off, he mentions a comment about being careful in the slums, and then sort of gets cut off.
Okay, well, I would have him elaborate. What's in the slums? Why should we be careful?
He says it's not necessarily a bad place, but
Well, it's called the slums.
Yeah,
so
well, yeah.
it's not a good place.
The fee to become a citizen in Arcadia is very steep, and so lots of people will
I see.
come here and
big gentrification.
yeah,
energy.
they're
Okay.
trying to afford to live here, and they can't afford to live here, and they end up in the sort of more derelict area of the town. And there are some
Okay.
shady
Getting
people there
the
who are
socioeconomic vibe.
they're just trying to survive, But if you're walking
Okay,
around
yeah.
with that nice necklace on, then you're gonna have to be careful because someone will
can
try and take
I-
that.
Can I roll a
Mm.
perception check to look if there's any kind of maybe individuals of interest that stand out in this bar?
Yeah, I mean, by all means. What would
I want to do that.
you'd roll a perception, but I mean, I'd probably say insight more than anything.
Insight.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Okay.
Am I allowed to help Toad?
You can help Toad if you want.
Yeah, I like help him like pick up
Help him.
glasses and blah 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 while he's talking to us.
Yeah,
That would
If
help
you
with
wanna,
the
yeah.
no money situation.
Exactly.
yeah.
Butter him up.
Yeah, we have no
So,
money.
are you're basically going around and like what, just like clearing glasses, clearing tables,
Yeah.
whatever needs doing?
I go to help her, but I'm secretly picking up tips that other people had left on the tables because I realize we have no money.
Okay, so while I'm
Damn.
getting Jared's insight check, I'm gonna need a sleight of hand check from you, Cal.
Fuck.
What did you get, Jared?
If you get arrested,
I rolled. Jesus Christ! Yeah, I rolled 12.
You rolled a 12. Okay, so in terms of a person of interest, what are you looking for? What would you
I don't know,
define as a
anybody
person
that
of
looks
interest?
shady.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, well, Tom Nook is just like, when it comes to money, is absolutely
surprise,
killing
surprise.
it.
Fucking just stealing from
You
people.
managed to get 8 gold coins.
Just selling timeshares
Hey.
at tables.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
you now have 8 gold coins, Kale, so you can mark that down. What
Does
what
that
are you
go in
talking about?
equipment, or where does that
So
go?
in equipment, just to the left, there will be little boxes, and then
Oh yeah.
one of them is like GP, that's gold pieces.
Okay.
Just pop
Gold
it in there.
pieces.
Tight. I got
So
you,
what do you
homeboys.
what would you say is a person of interest? How would you define a person of interest?
Yeah, I guess just any way that seems to kind of stand out from the group. Maybe someone sitting by themselves. Maybe someone that's like in the corner of the bar.
Someone that looks
Yeah.
like they were in Assassin's Creed.
Exactly.
There are some.
If they have an Ezio hood on, then I'm gonna want to talk to that person.
Oh, they're blending, baby. You're not catching them while they're. No, it's
Sitting on that bench, blending with the crowd.
Everyone is kind of in groups. Everyone is in high spirits. There are no worries in this area of the town.
Okay. So while I'm clearing tables, will I hear other people's conversations about anything? Like, would anything be important, or is it just general chit chat?
It's general chit chat. You do overhear some people sort of slamming Tendonians. That rhetoric that you've heard before, that they're like secretly plotting to do something. There's some sort of big bad plan that they've got, and they're acting nice, and they're not, and that everyone who's a Tendonian is shady. But no real sort of.
I mean, you'd have to be a Tendonian fangirl.
A Tendonian
Be a pretty
stance.
shady, terrible person.
No real.
I won't have any slander.
No real sort of. People are talking about like the feeling of an unease. Like, people are aware that there is a feeling of unease in the realm. Some people are blaming that on the Shoni. Some people are blaming that on the Tendonians. But the general consensus is that the council are the saving grace, and whatever the problem is, the council will work the problem out and will stop it from arising into anything that could possibly be harmful to the world.
Okay.
Okay, that sounds good.
Is there anything else that you guys want to do in this tavern?
Well, we've eaten, we've drank. I hope the 8 gold coins is enough.
To pay for
our. So you're looking to pay up, right?
I think we're looking to wrap up, and we'll go back and meet back up at the tower, the council
Kai
room.
does the
Are you
universal
signing
hand
the check?
symbol
I'm
for the
doing
check.
universal check hand.
The bill comes over.
That we all do.
The bill
for
comes
some
over,
reason.
and the thing at the bottom just says 1 gold, 2 silver, and you notice that there's like it's
Aw.
partly like it's like 8 silver for the bottle that you guys drank, and then there's like a 4 silver service charge.
Okay.
I give him the 2 gold just so we make a good impression, and then we bounce.
Yeah. I mean, so there's 10 silver
Cool.
to a gold, so you're tipping like
Oh.
an 8 silvers.
Is that a good tip?
And
That's fine.
unless you want to have
Sure,
that
that's still a
awkward
good tip.
conversation of like, can I get some change?
Can I get some change?
No.
Just leave 2
Nah.
gold.
I'm
It's
just
too
gonna give him a
awkward.
good tip because this was all his money anyways.
Yeah,
There
exactly.
you go. Okay. So make sure you knock 2 gold off of your character sheet. And then
Got it.
what are you guys doing after the
I think we
tavern? What's the
had-
game plan?
Head back to the spire and meet with Kamek and kind of
Yeah.
reconvene
Okay.
and see where to go next.
Okay. So
Someone tell him we're coming using the key.
are you going to tell him you're coming?
Oh,
Ellie,
yeah.
are you gonna communicate?
Yeah, I am.
So the key phone.
Do I have to
Yeah,
like
no, it's
hold the key?
You sort of just, as long as you're
You have
like
to-
gripping the key, it's
you have
okay.
to whisper sweet nothings into the key. That's what you guys do.
Yeah.
I can't really be like, I'm coming to the key, can I? Like whisper it.
So you hear this voice like, I hope that you enjoyed your time at the tavern. Can you please come back?
Oh, he's
Like,
he's
time is of
watching
the
us.
essence.
I'm like, Toad was talking
He can see
crazy
us through the
smack
key,
about
that
you.
dirty bastard.
Who's talking crazy smack?
Toad.
Toad's got some shit to
Toad's
say.
talking shit.
I don't think there's any. I don't think there's anything bad with him knowing that we went to the tavern. Honestly, like, we weren't hiding anything. I think, we were the ones who were summoned. There's nothing wrong with us forming
Yeah.
some kind of relationship.
Yeah.
So I
exactly.
mean,
I agree.
you're gonna just make your way back to the council room.
And I'm not
Yeah.
going to feel guilty at all.
All right. So you make your way back to the council room, and you guys walk in towards the big gold doors, and the big gold doors are not budging.
Didn't he
Oh.
just tell us to come back?
Someone tap the floor. I pull out my dagger and I tap the same spot in the floor where he tapped his weird little
Ooh.
magical cane thing.
Mm.
Smart.
The doors open.
Oh shit.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
It's a Minecraft pressure plate, baby.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I know how this shit works. I walk through those
Yeah,
doors.
So you walk in and you can see Kamek is sort of pacing up the side of the room by the window. And it's like,
Oh.
oh, thank God. Okay, you're back. How did you, did you get any information? I'm assuming that you was out trying to work out the lay of the land and, equipping yourself. And,
We have weapons.
Yeah.
We got drunk. My tummy is full of pages.
Wait,
We're ready
go
for
back to that?
adventure.
Your tummy is full of pages?
Nope. It's self-explanatory. I'm
I'm not
pretty
going to
sure.
elaborate at all. on
Did you
any of that.
eat my library?
I might have, and it was
Nice
delicious.
little salad. Nice little knowledge salad.
Knowledge salad.
Okay. All right. Fine. Well, how are you feeling about the mission I'm asking you to undertake? Because I can't pay you, but if you guys have this connection to the Lost Heroes and you guys are attuned into their items, you must be here for a reason. And at the minute, I need
Yeah.
people to go and find the council. The 5 of us are the only people who know they're not here. So
Yeah. I mean, I
Are
don't
you
wanna
okay
speak
with
for
undertaking
everybody,
this?
but I think that we've come together. We're all in the situation. I think to just learn about why we're here and everything, that we kind of have to do this mission that you've bespoke upon us.
okay. Elle,
I know.
did you?
I know he said he has like. I know he said we have no gold, but say like we want to come back to the realm. Are we allowed to like take what weapons we need if we can like upgrade stuff
You
like
can
that?
take what you want. Whatever you find is yours. I just bring me back the 9 council members or bring me back information as to where they are.
Okay.
That is my only concern. If you want to keep any loot that you find, you're more than welcome to.
Okay. That just seems an incentive enough.
It says, okay. I feel like the best place for you to start is to head to the Mushroom Kingdom. That seems like the best place to go. Mario is one of the council members. The Mushroom Kingdom is probably one of the friendliest. It's probably the friendliest of the 9 places that you're going to have to go to find these heroes. So I say go there. You just use the realm key and you should be good. Find out what happened to Mario. Find Peach's castle. Peach will be able to tell you exactly what has happened, where he was, like when he last checked out, if she's heard from him, all of that stuff. So I feel like that's your best bet.
Okay. I think we should head there then.
Okay. Mushroom Kingdom.
Yeah.
So-
Are
About
you
to do some
using your
shrooms,
realm
baby.
key?
Oh, yeah, sorry. I just had a.
That just brought us there.
Yeah, that was
teleport now.
What the fuck was that?
It was us teleporting into the realm.
Door just opens.
Exactly.
Okay. So
I go through the door first.
Oh yeah, I'll second. I'll go after that.
Third.
Yeah, and I'm last.
yeah, awesome. So
And the door
the door closes, and as you guys walk through, there's this like bright, blinding light, and
Kai, he has
I
goggles.
put my goggles on.
Kai puts his goggles on, and you notice that you are in a town square, and you take it in. There's lots of music playing. There are toads running around everywhere, but the one thing that catches your attention is directly in front of you is a 2-story building with a giant mushroom roof.
How does this teleportation work? Do we just end up in the same spot where it's not time travel? So like, where do we end up? Is there like a gate that you just always go through? You're always in the
Good luck
same
now.
place?
Just landed on a
Oh.
toad.
There's a toad splits in half from our portal that opens up.
So I
Kai
think that's where we're
eats
going
it.
to end the first session. Then
Ooh.
you guys have made your way
Hell
to
yeah.
the Mushroom Kingdom, and you are now on the quest for the first of the council members,
Mhm.
trying to find Mario.
Mario.
Is there anything? I don't think there's anything anyone wants to say before we shoot off. Is there?
No, I'm excited. I'm excited to learn. I'm excied to find out what happened to these council members.
I'm excited to
Um,
keep surprising our
Excited to find
DM
Daxter.
with
Yeah, with stuff
secrets
that I don't know. It's just like, oh, when I teleported, I randomly
Look,
just
I found some
I randomly
diamonds.
just got a bag of gold.
It's pretty poggers.
Weird how that
I'm here for
happened.
it. I'm here for the chaos.
All right, well, I guess we'll leave it there then. And if you're listening to this,
Okay.
then this is the free episode, if I remember correctly. We are launching the first episode
Yeah.
free. So if people want to hear more, then it will be a Patreon thing.
It'll only improve
sure.
from here.
It'll
I'm
only get
sure.
better from here. We'll only get funnier as the time goes on. I promise.
There will only be more Tom Nook.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Which is
exactly.
It's what everyone
That
wants.
is, that's a
Exactly.
guarantee. From here on forward.
I'll be there
more
with
Tom Nook.
bells on.
Please wear bells for the next session.
Double pun.
Uh,
Oh, okay.
that's why we're called Nat Funny People.
Oh. All right. Well, thank you for
Okay.
listening then, guys. And we will see you next episode.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.